guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to another LaserMania video. Today we're going to be working with this material. It's a styrofoam. It's a very soft material, but it has its own challenges to be cut. We're going to cut 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and of course 2 inch. This is very hard to cut. It is soft. It actually cuts easily, but to have a straight cut is where the challenge is. Look what I have done. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's supposed to be straight, but you see that this part is thick and this is thin and very bad. So I have a client that I normally cut cake toppers for, and she asked me to cut some letters on this 2 inch material. And I tried it and I couldn't make it. So after that, I've been investigating a little bit, researching here and there, and I found something that might solve this problem. So stay with me and we'll figure this out together. Okay, since this is thick material, I have installed the 75mm lens on the machine. I'm gonna test with 75 and then 100mm lens. One of the best things that I'm gonna test now is another source of air, because normally with my machine used an air compressor, a small air compressor, which is actually a air pump. Now I have gotten a big air compressor, which with some hoses and stuff that I got from Camfive, I'm gonna be able to connect this right in there. What I'm gonna do is pretty much something like this. Okay, I have removed the air and I'm gonna do something like this. This hose, it's resistant to the pressure, so I don't think I'm gonna have any problem with it. And I'm gonna run it at 30 psi just to see, and that should be enough to give me a straight cut on this very soft material. It's soft to, it is very soft, but it's hard to get a straight cut. We'll see. Let me do a test. Okay, I'm all set to cut. I'm gonna cut a circle, just something simple. It's about 40mm in diameter. However, the compressor is too loud, so I cannot speak while this is cutting. Okay, give me a second. Okay, let's see what happened. I just turned it off. Oh, it cut it. It's not as straight as I expected it. I was cutting it at, what's this, 25mm, 20mm at 25%. I'll try less power just to see if there is any better result. The only thing that I did, actually, instead of reducing the power, I had increased the speed. I have cut at 40mm per second, pretty much double. Let's try the other one, the 1 inch thick foam. Okay, I have set the 100mm lens here. Obviously it did not fit with my honeycomb table, so I have to remove it. And now I'm pretty much ready. I have measured the distance. Considering that the lens is right about here in this chamber, I have to measure 100mm from that point and make sure that the distance, it's gonna be right in the center of the material. So I think I'm very close to the center of the material. If I focus the beam on the surface right on top, the other end will be not as focused as this. So to prevent that, I'm pretty much searching the half of the material, the center of it, and that should take care of it. So it's in both sides will be about the same distortion. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna compare first what's the result in cutting just with the air pump that came with the machine. Hold on, let me use the same settings as I used before. Put more light on it because I was on the pad of the light, and give it a go. I'll have full power. There we go. Did it go all the way through? No, it did not. Let me change the settings. Okay, I'm using now 40 millimeters and 40% power. We'll see. This is, there we go. See, looks straight. Well, not perfect, but looks straight. Let me mark this. This was done at 40 millimeters using 40% of power, and I'm just gonna put a mark, I don't know, plus, just to remember this is with the small air compressor, and I'm gonna turn the big air compressor to test. Okay, I cut this with the air compressor. I think it looks better. Let me mark it. This was using the same power and same speed. 40 millimeters at 40%. I'm not gonna put a plus sign on this because I know that this is from the big air compressor. So that looks better. Maybe not perfect, but so much better than this one. I don't know. Which one looks better to you? Yep, this one looks better than this. Yep, definitely. Okay, so far we have found out that the big air compressor helps to get straighter cuts. Now, let's compare with the big one, the 2-inch foam. Okay, 2-inch cut with just the air compressor, small air compressor. Let's see. This is done with a 100 millimeter lens. 100 millimeter lens. Let's compare that one with the first one that I cut using a 75 millimeter lens. Yep, there's a visible difference, big difference. I'm gonna put in here 75 millimeter lens, and then I'm gonna cut with a big air compressor. Okay. Sorry guys, I had to cut really fast. Okay, this is the piece that we just cut, and compared with this one, the one that I just cut with the regular air compressor, it looks different. It looks much better. This one cut with the big air compressor at 30 psi, it looks straighter. This is still good, but this one is much better. So when I compare this, they're pretty much the same size, and when I compare the other sides, you'll see that this one is a little bit bigger. You see, the only thing that I don't like is this portion, this line right there. It doesn't look that good, but other than that, I will stay with this one. Maybe we can improve this a little better using a 125 millimeter lens, probably. I don't know, but this looks very acceptable to me. I'm gonna cut now something on this little piece and see how it looks. Okay, just to recap the difference. On the thick material is where we notice the biggest difference. This was done with a 75mm lens, just with the regular air pump. This was done with the 100mm lens, but the regular pump as well. And this was done with the 100mm with the air compressor. So far, this seems to be the more straight one. The best of all three cuts, and a sign that we just cut now, made out of 2" and 1" foam. Okay guys, that concludes today's video. I hope you have learned a little bit about cutting your material, especially this thick foam, as I did. It was very interesting for me to find out what the effect of the air does on this thick material. It improves the cuts, it looks better, and next time somebody asks me, I know what to do and how to cut it. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have comments, suggestions, or something, leave me in the comments down below, okay? Thank you very much, and see you next time.